Wagner's Ring Cycle, you'd be here way longer than I'm going to keep you tonight. This is an opera house, so but I just want to make sure I don't get through Detroit often, so I want to get it all out. Okay. So, to my mind, the most significant Apollo mission was Apollo 8, launched December 1968. That was the first time we ever sent anyone to someplace other than Earth orbit. Apollo 8 left Earth, went to the moon, orbited 15 times, and then came back. And on one of those trips around the backside of the moon, this image was obtained. This is the most famous photograph ever. If you get the famous photograph and show it to people and ask them which one do you recognize, it's this one. You know what happened? This was published in December 1968. Taken Christmas Day, if my records show correct. We went to the moon to explore the moon and discovered Earth for the first time. This is Earth as nature intends you to view it, with oceans, land, clouds. It's not what went on in your schoolroom globe, where there's color-coded countries. There are no color-coded countries on this. Do you realize that not until this picture was published did we even represent Earth with clouds? To Earth, again, this is a state of mind in a culture. Earth, when we drew it, did not have clouds. Nearly all illustrations at the time. Here's Life magazine. Here it is. Where are the clouds? Well, we haven't published the photo yet. This is 1960. New portrait of our planet. Yep, one with no atmosphere. Then I thought, well, how about the 1960s? Next year is the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. Maybe they've got this right. Let's look at an image of Earth from Star Trek. No, not that either. All of the United States is the Dust Bowl in that one. After that, Apollo 8 published this photo. Apollo 8 photo was published. Our outlook shifted. We're talking about the 1960s. Perhaps the most turbulent decade on American soil since the Civil War 100 years earlier. We had a hot war going on in Southeast Asia, a cold war with the Soviet Union. We had campus unrest. We had assassinations. We had the civil rights movement in full force. Yet we were reacting to that photograph. Earthrise over the moon. There's enough evidence to defend the statement that over that 5-year period that we were going to the moon, the Apollo project birthed the environmental movement. Not by telling you to do so, no. It was a force operating culturally, like the distribution function on the Gauss curve. It was there, operating. So what happens? So the picture gets published. It gets used for the cover of the Whole Earth catalog. Why are you calling it the Whole Earth? Where did you get that idea from? Did you get that idea by walking around on Earth's surface? I don't think so. 1969, we walk on the moon, blueprints are there. You know what happens in 1970? By the way, we're still at war. We have National Guard shooting and killing students on campuses. We are still at war. And in 1970, you know what we do? We found the Environmental Protection Agency. Who thought that up? Where did that come from? Why did you do that in 1960 or 1950 or 1980? Why did you do that right in this period? You know what else happened in 1970? We founded NOAA, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration. We're now start combining the atmosphere with the ocean in our administrative entity. We're hiring scientists into these activities to think about these problems. What else would happen over that time? The Comprehensive Clean Air Act would be passed. That is the act that is still referenced to this day. If there's some factory polluting the air, the Comprehensive Clean Water Act, an Endangered Species Act that was more comprehensive than anything that happened before. People were thinking about Earth as a planet, not Earth as countries. It didn't stop there. On 1970, the first Earth Day. All this is going on. Within a year of this, 1973, we would ban leaded gas, introduce the catalytic converter, ban DDT. That is a cosmic perspective, a view of Earth that you could only get from the moon, that completely changed how we treat Earth. Now, in that cosmic perspective, you realize how small we are, and that could damage occasionally your ego. But we can damage your ego in many ways. Let's do it biologically, okay? Old-timers in here will remember learning biology in these textbooks where they had the tree of life, and like humans were there at the top of the tree, with pinnacle of evolution. Well, that's what we tell ourselves because we wrote the textbooks. If bacteria wrote the textbooks, they would say, oh, the point of humans, do you realize in 1 centimeter of your lower colon lives and works more bacteria than the total number of humans who have ever been born? So, to those bacteria, the human body is an anaerobic vessel of fecal matter within which it thrives. And if you think you're in charge, no. The bacteria control where you are at any moment of the day.